To achieve these goals, they will lie to us.
Having the ability to do hard things that remind me, because fatigue makes cowards of us all.
One person that needs to see what's happening is you. And if you cover your eyes to it, you're not going to see it. Ego/humility. One of the most disruptive aspects of our lives and our decision-making process is ego. We might think that the ego is not strong enough to actually cause any problems. That is wrong. Each one of us has an incredibly powerful ego that can certainly impact decisions. In fact, there are countless military examples throughout history where ego drove leaders to make decisions that cost people their lives and, in some cases, cost the leaders their own lives. So if ego can lead to a decision maker's getting their troops and themselves killed, it can certainly lead to bad decisions in less consequential environments. So people make decisions that they stick to because of their ego, and they destroy their business. They destroy their family. They destroy their troops. That actually happens all the time. It's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about. That's why I bring up people like, well, I wouldn't let my ego make, oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, pal.
I say this in the book. Our egos are addicted to glory.
Ooh.
They want agency. They want us in charge to use our plan to get the credit. To achieve these goals, they will lie to us, reframe circumstances in unrealistic ways, and even completely ignore reality.
I mean, I have on my wrist tattooed, "This too shall pass," as a reminder of like, hey, when times are bad, like, it's all right, keep your head up, they'll get better. But also when times are good, remain humble, because things can quickly change. And I mean, we've talked about this on previous podcasts. We don't need to dive into it, but I mean, 6.5, 7 years ago, I was delivering pizzas to make ends meet. And I still have my hat from Marco's Pizza that sits in my closet. So my wife and I just bought a new home. And when I walk into my closet, that hat is right there, eye level. So I see that every time I'm leaving for a work trip. I see that. When I come home from a work trip, I see that. When I'm home, and it's just, I see it every single day. It's just a good reminder that.
Are you going to get a Marco's Pizza tattoo?
No, I'm not going to get a Marco's Pizza tattoo. But yeah, it was just, for me, it's just like putting things, as a reminder. I mean, like the names that I have engraved on this bracelet, that's a good reminder to stay humble, because it's a reminder of that time. That time is fleeting. And so I put little things in my life as reminders. But for me, doing hard things that are going to humble me, like a hard workout where you're just like, okay, I'm actually not in that good of shape. I'm not that strong. I'm not that good at jiu-jitsu. I'm not, just having the ability to do hard things that remind me, because fatigue makes cowards of us all.
And what's interesting is so many emotions, whether it's 99%, whether it's 100%, whether it's 98%, so many of them are tied to your ego. It's freaking actually ridiculous. And I think a lot of times, like, I am a relatively, like, I don't get super emotional about stuff. And I think it's because I am running through a little check before I get freaking mad, or before I get angry, or before I get frustrated. I'm going, dude, I know where this is coming from. You don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be shown up. You don't want someone else's plan. You think you already thought. You don't want to look like all those things. All those things. That's what's going on. So that's why when making a decision, you go through this checklist and you go, hold on a second. Am I being emotional?
It's crazy that some leaders, they know that and they don't care. Because again, that goes back to the ego thing. Like, you've heard this before, like, hey, you might be mad and that's okay, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Like, what?
If I make my team do something and they're mad about it and I don't address it, because look, my team can be frustrated and mad, and I go, hey, listen, I understand why you're frustrated. Here's why I had to make this decision. I know it's going to be a real shock to our system in the short term for the next 3 weeks while we work through this. It's going to be long. If I explain that to them and we talk through it, okay, cool. We made a hard decision. We had to suck it up. And the team is going to work harder, like, when they're happy.
Yeah. And they have ownership and buy-in.
So they do a better job.
Yes.
Period. End of story.
They perform.
All right, check. Fast forward a little bit. Perspective. In the SEAL teams, when performing reconnaissance of a target building, we observe the target from as many possible angles as we can. We do this so that we can better understand all aspects of the target. If we only observed the north side of a building, we wouldn't comprehend what was on the south side, where there might be an enemy fighting position. If we only observed the west side of a target building, we wouldn't understand the east side. So we endeavor to observe the target from the north, south, east, and west. We want to understand every different perspective and its possibilities. Similarly, when making business decisions, we have to understand the problem we are faced with from as many angles as possible. We do this by collecting inputs from the people involved with the problem. So, listening to other people, finding out what's going on, understanding their perspective. It's everything we just talked about. If I see that my team is angry, look, what's their perspective? Why are they mad about this? They should be happy. Like, we got a new client. There's more work to do. Everyone's going to make more money. Oh, they're mad because they haven't had a break in 9 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Next section here. Relationships. This is the last thing I consider when making a decision, but it is the most heavily weighted of all the items in this leadership loop checklist. I know this might seem strange. After all, the stereotypical priorities of a leader are things like accomplishing the mission, managing resources, and ensuring timely execution. But for me, building and maintaining relationships is the most important thing a leader does, because relationships are the force that holds the team together. The stronger the relationships, the stronger the team. The stronger the team, the better the results the team achieves.
Doing these things is what makes you a leader. You know, building trust, you know, listening to your people, showing them respect, like influencing them. That's what makes you a leader, is your ability to build the relationships with people around you, instill belief into them, belief in the mission, and actually go inspire them to take action. That's what makes you a leader. And you know, when you do all these principles that you're talking about, that brings you fulfillment. When you violate all these things, you're going to be chasing fulfillment until the day that you die. And it doesn't matter how much money you make. All these things will not matter. But you can also get all of these other things that some people like, that matters to them, while also being a good leader. And what we've seen is the people that have good intentions, that are taking care of their people, and they're out there serving people, they tend to get what they need and want in life.
You know, they always put in a movie scene like a guy looking at himself in the mirror, or a woman looking at themselves in the mirror, right? It's like that's where they see, oh God, what am I doing right now? What am I becoming? Or they catch the reflection. That we have to do that. We have to look at ourselves and examine ourselves, and you have to detach to be able to do that. When you're not detached, you're just caught in the moment. You're wasting time. You're doing evil things, right? You read that passage. It's like, that's disturbance in the force. We're doing things that we are hiding. We're doing things in the dark. Yeah. And a lot of times you're lying to yourself. You're ignoring the fact that you're wasting time. You're ignoring the fact that you are doing something you shouldn't be doing. You're doing something you shouldn't be doing. And you're lying to yourself, and you don't think anyone can see you. But it's having an impact. And the number one person that needs to see what's happening is you. And if you cover your eyes to it, you're not going to see it.